All right, you guys, this next guest, some of you love, some of you hate, but either way, you watch them anyway. I'm talking about the one and only Lush Uno. Uno.
Come on. I'm Mac and
What's
Floss.
up, man? How you doing?
I'm Mac and Floss. Computerize you like a Macintosh. You ain't half the boss of me or my player partner Panda Chop. What's that name?
What's up, man? How you been?
Oh, I'm. Everything's been like really good, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the tail end of a sick bender right now. Like I've been doing copious amounts of drugs for weeks on end, and the fact that I've been able to get as much accomplished as I have in that time is, I don't know if it's disconcerting. I don't know if it's like impressive. I don't know if it's whatever it is. Yeah. So I've been getting so fried for weeks, and I'm landing the plane. Like it crash landed last night. I'm not trying to like, I might go to like treatment in a few days or like a detox for a week or some shit. Cause happy bicycle day, by the way.
You what?
Happy bicycle day.
Happy Bicycle Day?
83 years ago today, April 19th, 1943, Dr. Albert Hoffman unintentionally megadosed himself with LSD 25 and hopped on a bicycle and rode home and logged the occurrences that he experienced. So it's been for the past 83 years affectionately known as Bicycle Day.
See, this is why you're so interesting, man. It's like people can say what they want about you, that you're just an addict, you're this or you're that, but you know a lot of shit, like just random facts of it outside
Well,
of
let's
hip
take it a
hop
step
too.
further, Vanda. Well, let's take it a step further then, because Dr. Albert Hoffman was a German scientist and he worked for the German government at the time. 1943 was pretty activated, if you know a little bit about history, right?
Right.
World War II, full fledged. The man who employed him, some of y'all might know him as Adolf Hitler, was born on a day that we celebrate first token to reefer, aka tomorrow, 420. So 419, LSD is invented by Dr. Albert Hoffman, who worked for Adolf Hitler, who was born on April 20th. And I'm with Nephro, man. We Nazi K. You feel me? We Nazi K. Me and Nephro, we both Nazi K. You don't fuck with Nazis. I'm half Jewish, so you.
Well, I definitely want to get into your addiction later on, but I want to start here first, okay? So you saw what happened with Bootsy and Vlad, right?
Yeah.
So because you're a content creator, I would love your perspective on that situation.
Boosie, Boosie was going to be this viral sensation of regardless of what platform wanted giving him that voice in this modern era. However, it made the most sense for it to be Vlad, especially because Vlad doing Panda Chop-esque interviews where it's essentially just the subjects and the interviewer word is off cam. It kind of just allowed Boosie's personality to shine even more. And, Vlad is a great conversationalist and he knew how to steer those combos to get exactly what he needed out of Boosie. However, Boosie is content gold regardless. I think that anytime the nuances in business is publicized, it becomes it becomes really, really difficult because we still don't have full transparency on the back end. We still don't exactly know how much, like on paper, there's only two people that really know who benefited more from this relationship. You know what I mean? Like, regardless I would say that ultimately they kind of need each other, bro. You know what I mean? Like they need each other, and I think that it'll behoove both of them to try to work this out off cam.
So the way that he presented it was like, oh, it was only a $5,000 difference. Vlad made it clear that no, you were asking me for 15,000 more, and I was saying like, you know, maybe I could do 30 instead of 25 that you normally get, but I can't do 35. I definitely can't do 40, right? So from your perspective, you knowing how business works and just somebody doing 90% of the work as far as like, you know, Vlad having to pay everybody and Boosie is just on camera talking, does it make sense for somebody to make the majority of the money in your eyes?
Well, right now the economy is fucked. So everybody, I think if the economy was in a more advantageous place overall, we wouldn't see either one of these guys splitting hairs and compromising their potential for an easy relationship with each other when there's such lucrative partnership, and they're sacrificing that over 15 bands, which really ain't shit when they're potentially making M's together. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, it's just indicative of not only the shitty economy on YouTube, which we can further expand on, but just the overall shitty economy. Everybody is broke right now. But on YouTube, that's why you see so many people leaning on the members only content. You see people like Vlad super leaning on the members only content, on content behind paywalls, on things that are incentivizing doing YouTube courses, which people like Panda Chalk probably took, you feel me? Like, and shit like that. You feel me? They need money. There's no money in the views right now. It's fucked.
Yeah, I feel like YouTube constantly changes their algorithm too. So they just recently did it like not too long ago, and it fucked up everybody's views, man. Like people are not, and then this AI shit too, because a lot of times in certain niches, people were like searching YouTube for answers, right? Now they just fucking type into Chat GBT to get the answer way faster. They don't got to watch a 15-minute video or whatever.
No, that's a good point. But I still think, despite that, people are still going to YouTube for so many different things. You know what? Like, people don't talk about enough. The number one streaming service in the world for music is YouTube. People don't understand, like, when even like whether it's major label or it's like people are consuming way more music on YouTube than they are Spotify, Apple Music, all that shit by a significant margin. And it's because it's free. You feel me? You don't have to pay anything, and you don't have to uh, be a slave to a playlist or all this other shit. You just go on YouTube like Panda Shop topic, boom, you feel me? And all your songs will be right there in this. So yeah, like people are still going to YouTube to consume so much content, but there might be like a down kick when it comes to certain things like that. As far as, AI and ChatGPT just is even more user friendly and requires less. Like, now I don't need to see somebody talk about themselves for 3 minutes. I can just get right to the meat and potato of the information that's required. How do I fucking fix this Kawasaki microwave?
Kawasaki microwave.
You feel me? Oh, the Kawasaki Ninja Microwave 374. Oh, like, yeah, there's a YouTube video, da, 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 but nah, I don't have to hear Panda Chop talk about it for 3 minutes first. Now I can just go right into the answer.
Right. You know what I thought was dope though was that Vlad and Boosie, they both made it clear though that this is not beef. We love each other. It's just that business is business, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? And we couldn't agree on a number.
I mean, we know Vlad's a fucking, when I say that as a half Jew, respectfully, but like but at the same time, splitting hairs over $15,000 is ridiculous on both their behalves, and shows that the fact that, like, especially if you have this degree of affection for each other, especially if you fuck with each other still, and if you hold each other in higher regard, when you're both in like way too high of the tax bracket to be consumed about something that seemingly is so petty. But I know, like, if Eddie were here, he would for sure be like, nah, 15,000 is 15,000. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't playing. M80 would sever the relationship for $15. You feel me?
for the
Like
principle.
he like
No, I think it's more about the principle for
yeah, for the principle. Yeah, no, it's not about the money. It's about the principle. But and I say that as someone that's acknowledged that M80 is way better at business than me and knows how to make money way more than I do. So you know what I mean? Like I'm saying these guys might know more than me. They definitely do. But regardless, I still think it's when you're making that much, that's essentially me and you falling out over $50.
right. Well, I do think though, like
You
it
know what I mean?
is dope that Boosie wants to make his own content, right? So you can own it and you can do whatever you want. But I think he's gonna realize how much work really goes into it because like a lot of people that don't do YouTube themselves, they don't realize how much really goes into this shit, man.
I don't think Boosie gives a fuck about YouTube though. Don't get it twisted. He has his own compound in Georgia and all that shit. He has his own like he's trying to be like Tyler Perry. Like he's trying to transcend. He wants to like be Netflix by himself. I think he has like a Snoop Dogg 50 Cent S trajectory in mind for his business model. I mean, sure, he might be doing some YouTube content or whatever, but I think that's definitely secondary to what he wants to do. And I do agree as far as like him being I think if I was Lucy, I'd be more concerned about the ceiling now, because now you've pretty much now your greatest source of unique eyeballs, like people that weren't aware of you becoming aware of you, and like is now pretty much being removed outside of your core demographic. Because I know, although like Vlad is hip hop, he is still like there's a lot of people outside the culture that watch it. Like Boosie has a by and large predominantly black audience that stems directly from his fan base of what he's contributed to the culture. So Vlad, I would argue that Vlad was actually raising his ceiling in a lot of regards, and I think that be there might be a negative ramification for that of him views wise and just like ceiling wise. However, like if I was Vlad, I would not sacrifice Boosie. If I was the last position, here's whatever money you need because I would value that relationship and partnership. But business wise, I do think it benefits Boosie more overall. If I'm being 100% genuine.
Yeah, because you think about it though, man. If you talk for 2 hours and you get paid $25,000, there's not many other situations you could probably pull that off. Doing anything for 2 hours and getting 25,000.
Yeah, I mean, i- if it's not Vlad or a Panda Shop interview, I don't know how I'll make that bread. Feel me? Like,